This is Cain, a boy in his first year of high school. One day, he was walking to a shop to get some food. Suddenly, he hears a scream coming from nearby. Two girls are running out of the shop, and a thief is chasing them. Seeing the situation, Cain couldn't just stand there. He runs after the thief to help the girls, but unfortunately, he gets stabbed in the stomach. He falls to the ground, bleeding profusely. He's on the verge of death, but he says, "As long as the girls are okay, I'm fine." Then, he closes his eyes, accepting his fate. But suddenly he wakes up in the body of a child. Wow, Cain has been transported to another world. A servant girl sees him and rushes to hug him. Then his mother, overjoyed, embraces him too. It seems that this child had been sick for a long time. He wakes up and looks in the mirror, shocked. "This isn't me. When did I become this small?" His mother says, "It looks like his fever is still high," and orders Sylvie to bring him food. Cain starts to piece everything together. He says to himself, "I must have been transported to another world." Sylvie sees him checking things out and notices something's off. Despite being 3 years old now, he was actually 16 years old in his previous life, so it's really awkward for him. Sylvie brings him food and he calms down, but he's still awkward and unable to speak properly. Later, Cain sits with his new family, and we're introduced to them. His father is named Abosmagram, and his mother is called Sarah. These are our characters, my friends. His father is also married to another woman, and they have 2 sons, Dejen and Yalek. The father seems pretty chill, to be honest. Sylvie takes Cain to teach him about this new world. She tells him, "There are monsters here, and people with magical powers. The world is in chaos, and Cain can't believe what he's hearing. He feels like he's living in a dream, one he always wanted to live. He remembers his old life, where no one was left in his family except his grandfather, who passed away just a few days before him. Cain thinks, "I'm going to take my time and enjoy this new world." He later asks his father about magic and says he wants to learn it. His father tells him to study magic books until he turns 5. Then he can start learning magic. Cain agrees, and when he uses magic for the first time, he's amazed by how powerful it is. Sylvie comes over, but Cain already knows a bit of magic. Later, Cain's sister enters the room, showing clear signs of affection for him. She seems quite obsessed with him. They continue learning about the world and magic together. Years pass in the blink of an eye, and finally, Cain turns 5 and is ready to start his magical journey. His family takes him to the church to find out if he can really learn magic. On their way to the church, his sister shows him her stats, and Cain sees something strange called protection. He asks about it, and his father explains, "Protection is a powerful ability granted by one of the 7 heroes at the church. The more protection you have, the stronger you are. The highest level is 5, meaning no one can match you if you reach that level." Cain says, "Got it." When they arrive at the church, Cain is taken to be blessed by the priest. Suddenly, the entire place lights up, and they hear an old man's laughter echo through the room. Cain is transported to another realm where the 7 heroes stand before him. He's confused and wonders, "Are you guys really going to bless me yourselves?" The heroes introduce themselves and tell him, "We know everything about you. Because of your bravery in your past world, sacrificing your life to save the girls, we've prepared a surprise for you." Cain is shocked and asks, "What is it?" The 7 heroes grant him their protection, and Cain can't believe it. The old man laughs again and says, "You haven't even seen half of what we've done for you yet." Cain returns to the church, and everyone is stunned by what happened. His father tells him, "Check your stats and show them to me quickly." Cain tells him, "Let me go to the bathroom first, then I'll show you." He checks his stats, and to his surprise, Cain has received protection from all the heroes. Not only that, but he also has all the lost elements and max level powers. Hold on, their max level is 5, but Cain's level is at 10. Twice as strong as the most powerful person here. Things are about to get interesting, my friend. Cain decides to lower his stats to avoid drawing suspicion. He returns home with his family and everything seems fine. His father says, "Show me your stats. Let's see how much protection you've got." And when Cain shows him, the father is stunned. "How do you have protection from all the heroes?" he asks in disbelief. "Not only that, but how is your magic power 340,000? The strongest guardian in the castle only has 10,000. Cain's father is shocked, not understanding what's going on. His father warns him, "Don't show anyone your stats, or you'll become internationally wanted." Cain agrees and lowers his stats even more. Later, Cain finds a book on summoning magic and sneaks out to try summoning a cute monster or maybe a dog. But instead, he accidentally summons a giant beast. The beast sees a girl passing by and attacks her. Cain's sister rushes to protect the girl, but the beast is about to kill them both. At that moment, Cain remembers the thief who almost killed the two girls. He thinks, I won't let this happen again. Cain rushes in to protect them from the beast. The beast overpowers him and it seems like he's about to be killed. But instead, Cain uses reverse summoning magic and sends the beast back. He falls to the ground afterward, relieved but happy with his accomplishment. The sister and the girl run to him and thank him for saving their lives. After a few days, Cain's father throws him a party to celebrate his baptism and learning magic. He invites many people and everyone is excited. His father asks, Cain, what do you want to be when you grow up? Cain replies, I want to travel to many places. I want to protect these wonderful people. I want to see their smiles always. I'll be an adventurer. His father is overjoyed, and everyone cheers for Cain. Later, his father says, I'll get you a teacher to train you in magic starting tomorrow. Cain is thrilled, but he's a bit nervous. He heads to his room, imagining what his teacher might look like. Will he be a giant or maybe an evil sorcerer, he wonders. No, now I'm sure. Cain is a little silly, my friend. The servant comes in with his teachers, and Cain, like a fool, bumps into them. He apologizes, saying, I didn't mean to. The girl asks, Are you hungry, little one? You look like you need a snack. Cain realizes he's still just a little kid in this world. The servant introduces the teachers who will train him in magic and care for him. Cain is shocked but introduces himself to them. They all head inside, where he gets to know the rest of the family. The girl's name is Mealy, and the other one is Tina, and the priest will train him for 3 years. Honestly, even 3 minutes seem enough for him, don't you think? They head to the training grounds to start teaching him. Cain is super excited, and Millie tells him, Show me your sword skills. Cain grabs the sword, and wow, what is he doing? This kid is a natural, skilled from a young age. Millie says to the other girl, He's even more skilled than you, don't you think? Tina replies, We'll see about that. She challenges Cain to a duel, and in no time, he breaks her stance. She says, Enough! Do you have protection from the war hero or something? He replies, Yeah, I do. She says, That explains why you're so strong. Then she sends him to Tina to learn magic. Before she can explain, Cain says, Wait, let me show you something. Cain uses all 4 elements and shatters the wall with a single strike. Give me a break, kid. Who's supposed to be teaching whom here? Tina says, Do you have protection from the magic hero too? Cain answers, Yep. The girls are stunned as he pulls out a box of tools, and they realize he's no ordinary kid. He's a genius destined to change the world. The girls go to his father and say, We need to train Cain outside. His power is too great. He might destroy the castle. His father is shocked and says, This is his first day. Give me a break. Cain begs him, and his father agrees. Fine, train outside, but come back before sunset. Cain agrees, and they head out, happier than ever. For the first time, Cain explores a vast open space. The girls take him to a large rock and tell him to destroy it. With excitement, Cain uses his power, destroying everything around him. The girls are in shock, saying, How did you use all that magic? You must be exhausted. But Cain says, Exhausted? We're just getting started. Let's go. He continues to break more things, warming up for his training. Just imagine what'll happen when he starts fighting for real, my friend. Suddenly, one of the girls shouts, A monster is attacking us! Everyone gets ready for battle as the monster charges toward them. Cain leaves the girls behind and runs to face the small monster on his own. He gives it a blow to the head and puts it inside his magic toolbox. Miri sees his toolbox and admires it, saying, I wish I had one like this. Cain is moved by her words and feels a bit sorry for her. He then learns a new magic spell, Search, in just one try. They find 4 magical rabbits ahead of them, and they rush to fight and kill them. One of the rabbits runs toward the dangerous forest, and Cain is about to chase it. But Tina warns him, saying, That forest is dangerous. There are big monsters that could kill you. Cain responds, All right, I won't go in. Later, they head back home, and Cain checks his stats. What's this? He's leveled up 8 times after defeating that magical rabbit. If he leveled up this much from a rabbit, what will happen when he defeats something bigger? The next day, they take Cain to the guild to ask about stronger magical monsters. The girl at the guild tells them everything they need to know and says, There are some wolves in that area. If you go there, you'll find them. But Miri replies, This boy is the son of the ruler of this region. The guild girl is terrified and says, I'm so sorry, young master. I didn't know. Cain says, It's okay, don't worry about it. Suddenly a brute starts harassing Miri and Tina, saying, What are you two doing with this kid? Can't you handle real missions or are you babysitters? He orders her, Go make me some tea. The girl refuses, so the man grabs her. Two others hold her back as well. Cain is about to strike when the brute warns him, Don't try anything, kid, or you'll regret it. Do you think Cain will let this go, my friend? No way! He breaks the brute's bones and burns him in front of the whole guild. The brute tries to get up again, but Cain strikes him down. The man picks up his sword and yells, I'll finish you off now. He attacks Cain at full speed, but Cain easily dodges all his moves. Cain grabs his sword between his fingers and tosses it out of the guild. Who's next? Bring it on. After the fight, Miri and Tina thank Cain for protecting them. Miri says, Next time, I'll protect you. Cain replies, Deal. Miri is thrilled, and the trio heads back to the forest. For the next 3 years, they continue their training, becoming stronger together. Finally, the day of Cain's graduation arrives. As if they were attending a school. He puts on his suit and thinks about what gifts he should give his wonderful teachers. He remembers Miri saying she wanted a tool bag, so he decides to make her one. Late at night, Cain sneaks into the cursed forest to find the materials. He finds a giant red ogre and burns it with his magic, saying, This will be perfect for Miri. Then, he finds a green lizard and finishes it off, saying, This one's for Tina. This kid makes me feel like he's just swatting mosquitoes, my friend. The city guards see the explosions in the forest and send out the army to investigate, but by the time they arrive, there's no one left, except for Cain's handkerchief. His father is shocked and realizes it was Cain who caused all the destruction. The next day, Cain defeats 15 wolves using his magic and tells his teachers, I'm done. The teachers are impressed and say, You've graduated. We had such a wonderful time with you. You're the best, Cain. Cain approaches them and hands over the tool bags he made, saying, I know these are small gifts, but I hope you'll accept them. The girls are overjoyed and give him a gift as well. Soon, it'll be your turn to get a gift, my friend. After that, the girls say goodbye to Cain and tell him, If you ever need us, we'll be there. Cain says goodbye and returns home, unsure of what to do next in his life. Suddenly, his father rushes in and asks, What were you doing in the forest yesterday? Cain replies, Nothing, Dad. I just killed a red dragon and an ogre, that's all. His father is shocked and says, You make it sound like you swatted 2 flies. Those are legendary beasts that could destroy the entire city. Just be careful next time, all right? We don't want you getting into any trouble. Cain apologizes and the day ends peacefully. The next day, Cain goes out and defeats a giant dragon with ease. His power continues to grow at an unbelievable rate. In just 2 years, Cain's abilities reach the point where he could destroy the world if he wanted. Later, Cain and his family take a carriage ride to enroll him in a prestigious school. His sister is excited, cheering him on, and his father is proud of him. The whole family is in high spirits, but then they notice something ahead. A group of monsters is attacking some people on the road in front of them. Cain alerts his father, who sends the guards to help. But Cain realizes the guards won't reach in time, so he jumps out of the carriage to save them. Meanwhile, the guards protecting the carriage are also being attacked by monsters from all sides. The captain of the guards shouts, Protect the princess at all costs. Don't let the monsters reach her. A monster gets close to one of the guards and is about to kill him. Do you think the guard will die here, my friend? No way! The legendary Cain appears just in time, grabbing the monster and throwing it aside. One by one, the monsters fall, and the guards can't believe what they're seeing. Cain introduces himself to the guards and tells them, My father will be here soon to help. Hold on just a little longer. The guards are too exhausted to stand, so Cain uses a healing spell to restore their strength. Everyone is amazed at his power, completely awestruck by what he can do. Cain apologizes, I can heal the wounded, but I can't bring the dead back to life. He gathers the bodies of the fallen and places them in his dimensional space to deliver to their families. Cain's father arrives and recognizes the royal family's emblem on the carriage. 2 beautiful women step out of the carriage and introduce themselves respectfully. They thank Cain's father for saving them, but are still shaken by what happened. To calm their nerves, Cain casts a spell that makes them feel overjoyed and start dancing. The women are thrilled and thank him for his help. They introduce themselves. One has green eyes. Her name is Laria. The other is named Selkie. Selkie holds Cain's hand and says, I saw you fighting the monsters from the window. You were amazing. She clings to his arm, and you can feel the romance sparking, my friend. They ask Kine where he's headed, and he tells them, to the royal capital. The girls say, we're going there too, let's go together. They practically drag him along with them, while Kane's father watches in disbelief. Inside the carriage, they sit far apart, maintaining their propriety. Kine is nervous, sitting in his half-fitted clothes, unsure of what to do. A guard interrupts them and says, we'll be arriving at a town soon to rest for 2 days. Kane asks the guard, did you hear about what happened earlier? The guard replies, yes, I did, leaving Kane in shock. My friend, you wouldn't want to be in his shoes right now. Finally, they arrive in town, and Kane is relieved to think he'll be alone for a while. But as he's about to leave, the girls cling to him again. They say, we're scared. We can't let you leave us alone. His father insists, you can't sleep in the same room. They're girls, and you're a boy. But the girls refuse to let him go, forcing him to stay with them. They all share a room with beds close together, but thank goodness there's some distance. Well, at least that's what Kane thought, until they push the beds together. Kane protests, this isn't right, but they pull him in, and he ends up sleeping in the middle. You can almost feel the awkwardness, my friend. After a few days, Kane seems full of energy, showing no signs of exhaustion from the past 3 nights. They continue their journey, and finally, they reach the royal capital. They enter the royal capital, where they are greeted by the chief of the guards, John. The girls are clinging to Kane's arm, and John says, calm down, young man. Kane is embarrassed, still in his half-fitting clothes. John thanks Kane for protecting the princess and saving the guards. Kane then retrieves the bodies of the fallen guards and says, I'll leave now. But John stops him. Where do you think you're going? The king wants to see you. Kane is shocked, and they take him to the king, who's holding a ceremony to honor him. The king praises Kane's bravery for saving the princess and the guards. He rewards him with the title of Baron and a castle as a gift for his deeds. Everyone is stunned. Nobody can believe the king is giving him such rewards. The king adds, not only did he save the princess, but he also healed the guards and brought back the bodies of the dead. Talented children like him must be treated with the utmost respect. Kane is taken aback by how things are turning out, but he accepts the gifts. As he's about to leave, the king says, wait, I want you to stay. Kane stays with his father, who is equally shocked. His father says, son, give me a break. It's your first day in the capital, and now you're a baron with a castle? Kane replies, honestly, Dad, this is out of my control. Soon after, the king and Selkie's father enter, both bowing their heads in gratitude. They thank Kane for saving their daughters, but Kane tells them to lift their heads, saying, I don't deserve this. I didn't do anything special, Kane insists, but the king says, no, I thanked you as the king earlier. Now I must thank you as a father. Selkie's father says the same. Kane is filled with joy, and he is grateful for their appreciation. Then the king gets to the point. Kane, I'd like to arrange for you to marry both my daughter and Selkie. Kane is stunned and asks, why? I've only known them for 4 days. The king explains, you traveled with them and even held them close. No one will marry them after that. Kane replies, all right, and the girls are overjoyed. Meanwhile, Kane's father, Garm, is devastated by the situation. It looks like things are going to get a lot more complicated, my friend. And that wraps up part 1 of our story. If you want to see part 2, let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace out.